What is up, guys? It's your boy TV from SMB coming at you. Gonna try to record this again. My cat jumped on me and effed up my other recording. So we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about what happened today. Newsflash, or not newsflash, but spoiler alert. Not a whole lot because we are heading right into CPI. I really didn't do much today. That was kind of my plan. I knew today was going to be choppy, so I planned accordingly and did very little with my day. But I did have a big win on Amazon, which was nice. My SPY put got destroyed, so the Amazon win was kind of offset by that. But green is green is green, so I will show you guys what happened on Amazon. Amazon really just, I mean, we gapped up, the whole market gapped up, and it rose and rose and rose right up here to 136. I'm holding my call. I see a little resistance. I was waiting. The whole market found resistance right there. I mean, I'll show you on SPY where SPY found resistance, but the whole market found resistance here at 745. Whole market starts to pull back. This is 1 week out call. It's up about 70%. I am taking my win on that. So I ended up taking about a $100 gain on that. I closed my SPY put, lost about 70 on that. I'm holding a SPY call. I could sell it right now for like 70 bucks if I wanted to, but I'm holding that in the CPI, and I will go over all my reasons for that in my next analysis video. But yeah, I kind of saw this coming because I saw on Amazon that we really just completely broke out of this downtrend that we formed. And I mean, the rest is history. We just had confirmation. We ripped out of this channel, just your standard little downtrend channel, bounce at support, bounce off resistance, bounce at support, bounce off resistance. Here we go. We're testing resistance. We break through, consolidate right resistance. We break out. And then I'm just looking for continuation. So that's exactly what you want to see when you want a stock to go up. Obviously, you want it to continue in that direction. But you don't want to see a fake out. That's why I didn't buy a call over here, because I was like, hey, we can still get faked out. But then on Friday, we saw that huge continuation. We saw Amazon go, we gap up from 130 all the way up to almost 131, and we go from 131 up to 133, and then same thing today. We gap up 134, we go straight to 136, and we actually closed at the high of the day today. So Amazon looking super bullish. I did not grab another call because we are heading into CPI, and CPI is just anything can happen. It's super risky. It's like earnings, but for the entire market. I will give my reasons for why I think it's going to be bullish, but I will humor the bearish side of things and just take a look at both angles so I'm not completely shocked by what we get. But obviously I'm anticipating, and with this past price action we've had, these past 4 trading sessions being unusually bullish, that makes me believe that things are going to be bullish, but I need to see confirmation. So we have SPY, or let's look at SPX. We have SPX doing exactly what it's supposed to do when you break out of resistance. We broke this trend line, and we got continuation from 40.80 up to 41.10, and we bounced off of that. So now we see this super duper key zone right here that we have to smash through. That is the last support that we had at the start of this pullback right here. Look at that. I mean, look at that perfect little red line. It wicked right down there, and then we wicked right up there, bounced off of that. So we could have a little trouble getting out of there. If you look at SPX, or I guess just SPY will work too. If you look at SPY on the hourly, this is actually the point of control. This is such a huge, if you look on the right, this volume profile, you see this red line, that's the point of control. That's where we've had the most volume at that price. You can see the volume that we've had at this price at 410. It's such a huge level. It's going to be very difficult for bulls to break through that level. It's going to be super hard. You see the bulls held on to that level, but that drum speech just completely tanked it right through that level. And then also on the hourly chart, we have our 200-hour moving average, this green line right on top of us. That's not the biggest indicator, but you can see in the past where we have tapped, resisted it, tapped it, resisted it, resist, hey, we break, and then we have support off of that, and we bounce. And then you can see back here where we broke through it, we dump from there. So I do like that indicator. I never decide, it's never my sole reasoning for going long or going short. I just think it's got a nice confluence with that level. I mean, it is right there on that level, right there at 410.50. On SPX, that level is 41.20. So we have our levels. And now to the downside, we have to talk about the gap below us. It's a weekly gap, and by weekly gap, I mean, since I don't have the premium trading view, we have to look at Thinkorswim. So we have a weekly gap on the futures, which means our futures contracts, they rolled over the weekend, and then we opened up at a higher price. So we have a weekly gap where there is no futures volume from 40.67 up here to 40.80. 40.81. So a pretty sizable gap. It's about $1 on SPY. So those weekly gaps almost always get filled. At some point or another, it's very, very rare that the market leaves behind a weekly gap. But on top of that, we have a bunch of gaps, just daily gaps. We have, well, this weekly gap, and then we have a monster daily gap from 40.28 all the way down to basically 4,000. So we got a big old gap right there that we have to watch out for. But that's neither here nor there. Really, I just did my 2 trades. So CPI coming out, I think. I mean, this is huge. I don't know what else to say. We have our higher high, we have our higher low off support. I know everyone wants to look at all the macros, all the reasons. They have all their reasons, all their thought processes on why this is just a big fake out, why the market is actually going to dump, yada, yada, yada. But just looking at a technical standpoint, this is a super bullish looking chart. I don't know what else to say. There, we have our higher high on SPX. We have a higher low. If we broke below this low down here at 3,700, we would not have had a higher low. It looks much better on the weekly chart. I'll show you the weekly chart. I mean, weekly chart, yeah, I mean, you have a higher high. You had to get a higher high above 41.80. We got that. Then we got a higher low. You could argue probably down here would be the last low, 37.30. We have a higher low at 3,900. We're bouncing. We just broke through resistance. So if you were a naked day trader, if you showed a little kid this and you showed him how the market works and you draw that trend line, a little kid would look at this and be like, oh yeah, the market broke through that trend line. So that probably means we're going to see continuation because now we have confirmed our uptrend, right? So all that said, the market knows how us humans work, and they know that when humans see green, they think there's going to be more green. When they see red, they think there's going to be more red. So with that in mind, we could just get all sorts. We could get a -3% red day tomorrow for for no reason. For if CPI is bad, so we have to see a CPI. If we see CPI below 8% year over year, that would be huge. They are projecting it's going to be month-over-month inflation from 0.2% to -3%. So if we get a even 0%, that would be great. If we get a -3%, as in we got deflation over the month of August, that would be huge. We know that oil is a huge contributor, not to core inflation, but the overall number. We know oil is a big contributor, and over the month of August, oil really didn't go down that much. You could see it dropped. So it dropped through June, comes down here in July, keeps dropping, and then we got that July CPI back in August. Remember that? So that's when the market went crazy. But now we are just like chopping. I mean, oil hasn't really gone down that much over the month of August. It came down it closed right here in July. It closed up here at 78, then came down here to 70. So, I mean, it's coming down like 10%, but is it going to be enough to drive down inflation? Are the other factors of inflation too strong, like the rent, the energy, the everything else? It's all up in the air. No one really knows. So, I am kind of seeing a head and shoulders though on oil, but I mean, oil is just its own thing. It's all based on demand and all sorts of different factors. It's hard to look at a chart of oil and project what it's going to do. You can see support and resistance on it, but one thing worth mentioning today, Apple went up almost 4% today. I mean, at one point it was up 4%. Just insane. Apple absolutely carried the market on its back. So that had me a little worried over the weekend. I saw that it looked like SPY was about to break through resistance. However, I was sitting here thinking, all right, I know Apple is just, it's huge. The market, it's so hard to fight Apple. If the market wants to go up 1%, but Apple wants to drop 4%, it's going to pull the entire market down. That's just how this market works. Apple is that huge. So I was like, I got to see Apple break out resistance, and we did. Apple just tore through it. Just didn't even look back. I mean, it was just absurd. Like, just so it had a little trouble right here, get a pullback, and just zoop from 161 straight to 164. You'd never see Apple do that. By the way, look at this volume. On insane volume, huge volume. Like earnings day volume. It had about as much volume as it did back on its earnings day. Like, just crazy. So looking super good for Apple. Like, I just don't know what else to say about Apple. It is just on another level. We broke through this key level at 159.73, and it looks like the sky's the limit. Also looking like it's not quite in a confirmed uptrend. I mean, you could, I would say it is. I would say we have a higher high above 151, but now we just know that Apple needs to break out of this, break out above this trend line over here. So we zoom in on this here. We could just see Apple go straight up to here, man. I mean, call me crazy. It's completely possible. Maybe we run up to there, we bounce, and then straight back down. But it is looking like Apple is heading straight, at least straight for 171. I would venture to guess by the end of this week that's absolutely possible. It can be possible tomorrow. We could have a crazy day. It is just so much. There's so much bearish sentiment. There was a lot of bearish sentiment over here in the market just throughout this entire thing. Bears getting roasted, and then the market dumps. So bears are like, all right, we got it. We're back in. Next leg down. Let's load up. And now puts are just getting completely destroyed. I mean, it's one thing if the market chops, puts get destroyed. But it's another thing that just goes straight up. Puts are just getting hammered. Retail investors, retail traders like myself who thought the market was about to dump are getting destroyed because the market has only just been going straight up this past week. So with all that in mind, it's a little sketchy, a little hairy, but that's my market recap. All in all, today I was up like $28 or something. That Amazon call, but I made a massive win because I was short on Amazon over the weekend. I had 25 shares of Amazon sold short. I covered it because I was just like, Amazon is looking so bullish right now. I covered it because I had a call that was going to hedge that short, but I was just like, it looks like Amazon's about to just go straight up. So I covered those shorts. That would have lost me like another $100 today. So I was thrilled I did that. Obviously, sucks I still had the SPY put, but I was just, I don't know. This rally just seems so suspicious. It feels like a trap, but it just hasn't been a trap. It has been legit. So until it is not legit, I will not quit it. Anyways, that's the market recap for today from your boy TB. I'm gonna drop a analysis video. I'm gonna go over the Nasdaq, SPX, my favorite names, my favorite setups. Tomorrow's huge. We're heading into the Super Bowl of stocks. Or not really the Super Bowl of stocks, more like the NBA championship of stocks. The Super Bowl of stocks is always FOMC because that is really what moves the market. But it's a big day tomorrow. CPI, baby. Woo, I'm so excited. Anyways, guys, good luck tomorrow. I'm going to drop a little analysis video. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment if you want to say something nice about my beautiful face. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later.